Okay, so I've been getting a lot of messages and questions regarding the food situation and how it gets trapped under the bridge. And I think that a lot of people um, still don't exactly understand how this setup is laid out. It's still kind of a mystery, so I'm going to try to clear that up a little bit. But first, I want to give an update. I don't know. Maybe it's because ever since like my last video, I mentioned that I had, well, not my last video, video before last, I mentioned that I had filed down the lateral incisors myself in the bathroom with a nail file. I know. Um, so maybe since I was really investigating at that point, that it just became apparent to me, or maybe it's a new development. I honestly have no idea. But if you look at me, then you'll see that it looks like my bottom teeth are slanting. It's so noticeable, yet my husband has no idea what I'm talking about, oddly enough. He has no idea. He doesn't see that. But to me, it's noticeable. I mean, it's there. It clearly slants. Now, I'm not saying this like, oh my God, people are going to be like, oh, your teeth are crooked. And, like, I don't care about that. I'm just, like, concerned that something might be going on down there. You know what I'm saying? And, I feel a change. Like, right here, this is making a lot more contact than anything else in my mouth. Like, it's really hitting hard there. When I bite down, it feels like there's a lot more pressure over here than there is anywhere else in my mouth. And so I don't know, I'm wondering if it has something to do with bone loss, because to me lately, I've noticed a difference. Like, I hate to keep talking about this, but it's important. Like, I feel like since I got the bridges, that it seems like I've lost more bone down here. Now, this is something that I'm not clear on right now that I need to find out about. Like, I need more information on this, because implants do preserve your bone. But my question is, what about the surrounding area? Because I have only 4 implants right here. They're all in the front. There's 4 here. That's 3. Nice. Not good at math, obviously. There's 4 implants. Is that even necessary? There's 4 implants down here, and there's 4 up here. They're all in the front. There's nothing in the back. And this is why I don't have all of the molars. Like, hey, stop. I think I've got like 24 teeth here or something like that. I don't know. It's missing some molars, and that's why, because there's nothing back there to support it, and it would throw everything out of whack unless I had some implants back there. So that's why I don't really have any molars back there. But what happens to that? There's nothing back there, so then I continue to lose bone back there. And then what about the spaces in between the implants? Is it only preserving the bone where the implant actually is, or is it preserving the surrounding area? So, I don't know, honestly, and that's something I need to really investigate so I can figure out what's going to happen to my mouth, what's going to happen to my face over time. Because it just seems that, things are starting to kind of change down there. Um, it's not really causing any problems, other than the fact that I notice it. I'm still eating just fine. I'm still talking fine. Everything else is fine. It seems like something's going on. And I don't think it has anything to do with the implants. I honestly think that like my environment in there is changing. So, anyways, that's that. And then about the food underneath the bridges, you can't see the space. Like, if I smile, gosh, my lighting is always so off. You can't see a visible, distinct space between the bridge and my gums. It's kind of one of those things where, I can take the water pick and angle it behind the ridge, and, it's water, so it's going to shoot through there and flush everything out. And then, you can use Dental floss, it's enough room for dental floss to get in there. But I guess, it's much like, how you floss your actual teeth. Yeah, there's a little space there, but it's slight. So it's not like it's like a huge space there. But it does trap food. It just does. And I don't care how fresh your mouth feels, understand that if you just ate something, there's something under there and you can't leave it. Like, when I say you can't leave it, I mean, like, I get up in the morning, clean my mouth, and, do the whole brush my teeth thing and the water pick and, mouthwash, that whole regimen. I do that in the morning and I do it at night. And if I'm home and I just ate something, then I'll use the water pick then. If I'm out, not a big deal. I'll just do it when I get home. But there will always be some kind of debris left after a meal. It's just going to happen, and there's no compromising that. You can't get rid of that, because that's how you keep your mouth clean. If there was to be no space there, not allowing food to get under there, it's still going to breed bacteria. I mean, your mouth is disgusting. It's a disgusting place, and there's all kinds of stuff in there that needs to be cleaned out thoroughly. And so that's why it's absolutely necessary for you to use a water pick to get all of that stuff out. I don't feel stuff in there all the time. It's not like, it hurts or anything like that. It's not like, maybe if I were to chew peanuts or something like that, maybe like little teeny tiny pieces would get under there. But it's not so much that it's like big chunks of solid food under there. I mean, it's kind of hard to explain what actually gets under there, but it's just, rice. My husband's Asian. We eat a lot of rice. Rice will get under there. A full piece of rice can get up under there. It just, it happens. And so that's when you use your water pick. And I'm not going to lie, it is kind of obnoxious. It's obnoxious, but, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? That's the only thing that's like the big downside to having permanent fixed bridges, is that things get under there. Now, when you're out in public, if you're eating at a restaurant, you can discreetly swish your beverage around to flush everything out, or you can excuse yourself and go to the bathroom and rinse your mouth out. But that's what happens. It's just part of having permanent fixed bridges. There has to be a space there so that you can keep everything clean. And the downside to that is that food gets trapped under there. So you need a water pick in order to keep that clean. So I hope that answers everybody's questions regarding the food under the bridge situation, and why there needs to be a space there. It's not going to hinder you or anything like that. It's not like it's going to really affect you much. It's kind of like, when you have dentures, food gets stuck around, the upper ridge and everything, and it's obnoxious, but it's just part of having false teeth. It's part of having the bridges. And so if you have any more questions about the food getting trapped under there, then leave it in the comment section below, and you guys take care.